But like, before we get started on anything, I'm sure that many people have kind of already worked it out by the fact that I am, well, streaming during the day for a start, and been going back to content creation despite the fact that I said that I couldn't do that anymore. And that's still true. The reason for that is that because I don't work for Square Enix anymore. It was my choice, and I still have a very, very strong relationship with the company and things like that. But for many, many reasons that I won't go into right now, the position that I had didn't work out for me. So I won't go into too much detail about it because honestly, it's something to talk about another time, perhaps. But I've honestly been very nervous to come back to content creation because I was under the impression that I'd burnt bridges a little bit by disappearing and then all of a sudden reappearing again, and people were going, "Oh, there you know, what's going on? Why have you done this?" I thought that a lot of people would be angry at me. Some have been, and I'll deal with that. But I miss doing all of this because it's very much a creative outlet for me, and it's something that I really enjoy and have done for a long time now, and I kind of don't want that to go away. Streaming and making videos and things like that is like a safe space for me, and I kind of want it back. And I know that I have to work extra hard to get it all back to where it was again, but equally, I'm now spreading my wings a little bit and going into mainline RPGs, because I think that having just done mobile game content for a long while, I actually don't play very many mobile games at all now. Just Dissidia for the time being, and that's because I wanted to have something that was comfortable and something that I can go back into content creation with quickly and effectively. And but I also want to expand into other things that I really like, so which is why I made that poll that I did, and people have been really receptive to that, and I'm very, very grateful. I don't expect much going forward. I know that I've been away for a long time, so hopefully things will progress nicely. But anyways, enough about that. We don't need to talk about that because we've got something new to join in. We've got something new to play. We're gonna go into some Final Fantasy VII Remake, the demo. And I've seen some parts of FF7 already through going to events and things like that, or and seeing trailers, things like that. Thank you very much, 40. I may well do, but so we'll have to see what happens from here on out. So I think that it would be cool let's go into it. Oh, why do I keep pressing options to go and purchase it? It's like I have already done that. I don't need to do that. So let's go into it. Just go normal. I'm not going to go for classic mode or anything like that. We don't need to do that. Also, I'd like, while this is all loading up and everything, I'd like to point out that I've been working very, very hard on getting all the visuals and audio and everything on this channel really updated. Make sure that it will look so much nicer than it did before. So hopefully you guys can enjoy everything. Thank you very much. It's nice to be back. Once I kind of got over that hurdle of being afraid of coming back, then I'm glad that I am. This game's so pretty. I do love the design choices that they've made with this. No, interestingly, because we've already seen it, it's nice that they've kind of extended little bits of the opening. Oh, thank you very much for the subscribe there, Lyle. That's very kind of you. I'm actually going to change my alerts and stuff because they're not quite as in line with how I want to present myself now as I did before I left. So I shall be changing those around. I still love me some Drag Race, don't get me wrong, but I shall be changing those around. They've done the music so much justice in this game. Like, they really have. And the little boy in me is like very, very happy. like that music comes up and everyone's heart flutters slightly. I think it's just so good. It's so good. Well, I hope to be streaming more often, and like, I mean, by all means, let me know what you'd like to see me streaming. I think I would, like, having done that poll, I think I'm going to go into console RPGs, although a lot of people seem to want to see me play fighting games, which is quite interesting. I love that they're using... Oh, thank you very much for the sub there, Hassar. Very kind of you. Yeah, definitely, I agree. I think I can mix it up a little bit. And I think that, like, Animal Crossing and stuff, like, I mean, mindfulness is something that's very important to me at this point in time. So that might be something I explore as well. I absolutely love Jessie in this game. I absolutely love what they've done with her. They've made her a much more interesting character than she ever was before, and it's really cool.
Get down here, Merc.
There you go. See, it's funny as well, like, looking at him from when the first trailer for FF7 dropped, he looked quite ill in that first trailer, but, like, looking at him now, it's, like, so much better, isn't it? Like, that hair is right, the model is right, the armor is right, the fact that there's a materia in the Buster Sword is very cool. Everything just looks right. I'll try and remember directions and everything, although it's been a very long time since I've played Final Fantasy VII. One thing I do think about doing before this comes out for real is streaming the original Final Fantasy VII, but with the and trying to get the platinum for FF7 beforehand. Yeah, I get that, but I think that, like, for a mass market appeal, I think that the design they've gone with is much better. All those, like, the use of camera angles is really good.
Freeze! Move and we shoot. Go.
Yes, let's use focus thrust. There we go.
Soldier operator.
There we go. Very nice. Also, quick note: Benora White. It's nice that they're referencing a little bit of Crisis Core there. Because that's where they get a load of their stuff from in Crisis Core. There's the apples. Yeah, music gallery. I think it's quite cool to look at all of these different... See, hair tonic. Well, that's obviously something that they're going to advertise, isn't it? You know, when you think that. Fashion references in Final Fantasy game, I will always appreciate that. And there's the menu screen. Pretty clean. Quite different, isn't it? From when you look at how it was compared to FF7. I really like their use of ads in FF15, mainly because of the things that they were advertising. I thought they were really clever. Maybe not Cup Noodle, they went a little bit heavy on the Cup Noodle. But, like, Luna Freya's wedding dress being a Vivienne Westwood dress, like the jacket that they put in for the super duper mega edition, I thought was really cool.
You're coming with us. Can't get surrounded.
Oh, it won't. Oh, it does let me use Punisher mode. Because you do a lot more damage like this. I believe it is coming out for PC and Xbox, but it's coming out on PS4 first. I could be wrong. There you go, we'll have a little chest. The other thing I've noticed as well since I've come back is I've gained so much weight since November. It's really bad. Make sure we get all the chests. I also, sounds silly, really happy that the triangle button is the open chest button, not X. No, not that long. Not that long. I left there on... I left there at the end of February. So I released a video the day that I was finished, because obviously gave notice, etc. finished that, and then I started making videos again.
So what's Soldier Boy's deal?
But yes, I appreciate the open chest button is triangle and not X, because in FF15 the amount of times where you walk up to something and then suddenly Noctis would jump up and down for no reason.
He isn't a soldier anymore. Still, he's a professional, unlike the rest of us. I'm glad to have him.
Biggs would get it. I'm not gonna lie.
This is a one-time gig. When it's done, we're done.
Pretty enjoy to work with, though.
Real joy to look at too.
I can deal with that.
Looks are what people notice first.
Guess I'm not on the same page as people.
I'd say you're not even reading the same book.
I quite like the like subtitles aren't particularly intrusive. It's nice.
Nobody do something this crazy just for money.
No, I will have to change up slightly. I reckon the my streaming schedule.
What?
You're right there, Marcus. Yeah, I mean, I've been doing well. I say I've been doing streaming a long while. This is my first stream after 4 months, so it's nice to see people about. So yeah, the schedule will have to switch up a little bit. I haven't had a chance to change it all up. I've been trying to do lots of different things all at once with this, so you have to forgive me for like taking a little while to get everything smooth and up and running. I've been playing around with Patreon at the moment recently, and I've just reorganised all of that. Do I have that? Yeah, it also says there's a link there if anybody would like to see it. I've changed things up, and I think that what I'm giving on Patreon is quite nice. It's something that uses my design skills, and I honestly am quite pleased with it, and I hope other people are as well.
Get ready.
Get here. I like that they've reintroduced the stagger system in this. It's really and it's done really well because it's not too intrusive like it is in FF13.
Hey, Cloud! Elevator's over there! Catch up soon!
It's the music. The music gets me just every time. It's so good. I can't remember if there's anything behind here. The Mako shards are quite a nice little touch, like just little extras here and there. There's a lot of games coming up that I'm really looking forward to. Thank you very much for the follow, Junette. There's a lot I'm looking forward to this year. There's so many games that I want to play. That's why I put up that poll, because if there was only one sort of thing that I wanted to do... Oh, I haven't got an ATB gauge right now. There's Doom. Doom I'm massively excited for. Like, I will be one of those people that buys Doom and Animal Crossing. Because I want them both. I'm a huge Doom fan. So you've got your operator mode, which is sort of more fast-paced. And then you've got... I can't remember the name of it now. The other mode where you you're more still and you're more slow moving, but you deal a lot more damage and it's more sustained damage. Yeah, everything's all good, thank you, Junit. Or J-Unit. Never been great at pronouncing a gamer tag. I'm awful at it. There's been a lot of previews that are coming out recently that are touching on other things, like other aspects of this game, so like the Abzu fight, the Airbuster fight. There's been a lot of videos coming out around like that. Yeah, Cyberpunk is another one. Oh yeah, optional bosses. J-Unit. See, I thought it might have been. That's why I looked at it and I had to reread it. If I'm corrected, I'll always get it right from that point onwards.
Try this.
Punisher mode, that's what I was looking for. So while it's staggered, it's better to go into that. There you go, see? Much better. My health's not too bad. but it's the Guard Scorpion that this demo is all about. I know that much. I can't wait for it. I'm not sure about Grand Blue Fantasy, having a look at it. I'm not sure on what I think it will be. Like, you know, I'm not a big anime fighter person. Like, my main two are Street Fighter V and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Though, admittedly, in Smash Bros, I've taken to playing the traditional fighters quite a lot, which is nice because they're quite rare. Like, not a lot of people play Ryu, Ken, or Terry. So that was something I considered putting effort into. But the trouble is, I don't really have very many people to play with these days. So I'd have to go into online play, and that means relying on an internet connection while streaming. And I've tried that once before, and it's difficult.
That's that. That's that.
So you see the damage that you deal in the Punisher mode is much higher. And then you've got the dodge button as well, which you can't do outside of combat. And then guard, which is also a sprint button. I actually didn't know that. That's quite nice to know. I like that it fits the aesthetic well, like how it all used to be. Like, I mean, this bit, for example, like, we all know how this looks. This is, like, they've recreated things so well in this game. Does he jump? Not with just a simple button press, no. Not like Noctis did. Yeah, it's very pretty.
Soldiers may attack on command, but I hear they make good guard dogs too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll say, well, I hope you enjoy it as much as I'm enjoying it.
So how do we get
It's
to the
good.
bridge above Mako's storage?
No platforming.
Ain't holding out on me, are you? Stamp scared to bite the hand that fed him? Or is he a loyal little doggy?
Barrett's a bit of a dick at the beginning of the game, but he was in the original, so I do have a PS4. That is actually what I am playing this on right now. So
Depends when it was built. Never seen one like this, but I'll manage.
In 3, 2, damn, I'm good.
it's funny how instinctual this all comes to you. Like when if you've played Final Fantasy VII Original, you kind of instinctively know what to do with this.
That's my line.
Oh, I like the new voice actor for Cloud. I think he's really good.
He's alone.
I know how to use Punisher mode.
We can take it. Make it rain.
Yeah, you get like AoE attacks as well in this mode, so it's just really good for clearing out weaker enemies.
Then let's move.
He always knows just what to say.
I do love Jessie. She's such a thought in this game. It makes me happy.
It's a good thing I know someone.
Yeah, no, I much prefer the new voice actor to the old one. The problem, I was always very heavily in the camp that this game should never have existed, that a remake of FF7 should just never happen, because I think that
Careful in there.
sometimes you just leave the old classics alone. But that being said, this has done very well. And I think that, yeah, like you say, the emotional range of the original voice actor, I mean, he was fine, but I like this one.
So, you know Tifa, right? It's not really my business, but are you guys close?
Yeah, no, I think that that's true, Jake, yeah.
Tifa and I.
I don't want to talk over the cutscenes. Like, obviously I want to be interactive, I want to talk to you guys, but I don't want to talk over the cutscenes. See, I'm not. I was wary of the multi-episode installment, but I think that if they are able to make full-length games out of this, then I think they should. I think that it's much more prudent to do it that way and make the best quality you can over the course of time than to worry about like squeezing it all into one go, because I just don't think it would work very well.
This pump's sole purpose is to drain the planet dry. While you sleep, while you eat, while you shit, it's here sucking up Mako.
Language,
It doesn't
Barrett.
rest, and it doesn't care. You do realize what Mako is, don't you? Mako is the lifeblood of our world. The planet bleeds green like you and me bleed red.
I'm not entirely sure,
The
to
hell
be
you
honest.
think's gonna happen when it's all gone, huh?
I don't know how they're going to handle it. I think we're not going to know anything until after this game is done.
I know you can.
You really hear that?
Damn straight I do.
Get help.
Wow.
Say that
Shade
again.
from Cloud. Read him to filth.
I'd worry less about the planet and more about the next 5 seconds. Save the screaming for later.
See the music again. It's that old school feel, but it still feels new, and I think that's the most impressive thing. And I know that that's something that they've been wanting, that they want out of the game. Well, they must do, because it's something that like everybody wants out of this game. If it's just the same as the original, then you just play the original.
And that happens.
Well, so much for having Cloud do all the fighting. There are some places a sword just can't reach. Just bear with him for me, would you?
Oh, Jesse, love it.
Should have asked for more money.
We don't know what they're going to fit in, and I think the other thing to bear in mind as well is that by doing multi-episodic installments, they can cover as much of this game as they want, in that they could put Crisis Core's sort of bit in there. They could put Advent Children's bit in there. Dirge of Cerberus even, before Crisis. There's loads of things that they can touch on by doing it this way, and it's, you know,
Let the man with the gun go to work.
that's one way of doing it.
Cans ain't got nothing on me.
No, I want that one. There's that one. There we go. Oh, no, nicely done, Barrett.
Suck on this. Now for the real shit.
There we go. Well, I was going to say it could be that. 2 is until Aerith. As if everyone doesn't know what that is by now. I don't know, I think it would be interesting to see how they go differently about it, like on what sort of things they could do.
Bring it home. Do your job, Murph.
Shut up and move over.
There we go, jump up.
Bring it. Steady. Enough.
Is that everything? Yes.
Hey, did you
I
see
did,
that?
yes, thank you very much. Thank you for jumping in, Caleb.
Look what we have
Oh, I
here.
have to pop a potion or something.
Laser security system. Great.
Those things will hurt more than your pride if you're careless. They'll cut you down to size and then some.
Alternate outfits, I think, are perfectly fine, though. I think alternate outfits are something that, like, they're cosmetic. And, you know, in this world, microtransactions are an unfortunate thing. Trust me, of anybody I know.
Something like a little dagger to
And,
get the
you know,
blood pumping.
there's a healthy way to go about it, and there's an unhealthy way to go about it.
Keep those baby blues of yours on me.
Right, first things first, I'm going to pop a couple of potions. Because I have 18 of them, so I can afford to. Or can you not? Oh, you have to do it out of combat, I suppose. Yeah, there we go. I wasn't the biggest fan of Remind, to be honest. I thought, you know, but to be fair, I wasn't the biggest fan of Kingdom Hearts 3. It was alright, it was fine, it was, but it didn't blow anybody's socks off, let's be honest.
Doing good.
I think it upset people a lot more than it pleased them. But I finished it, I platinumed it. I'll be definitely looking forward to trying to get the platinum for this game. Oh. Come on, Cloud, stop being silly.
Pretty easy, right?
There we go.
Nice job, Cloud.
Quite possibly. I doubt it, but quite possibly. Yeah, I mean, I struggle with like fandoms that are sort of chomping at the bit for literally anything. Like, I try to look at things quite objectively. So, I mean, Kingdom Hearts, I think, unfortunately, got too involved in how its fans perceived it, and therefore they kind of ran with that mentality, and I think that there is too much of a good thing. And then I think the saddest thing when it came to Kingdom Hearts is that it lost its identity somewhere along the line.
If we rush in, we die.
Is that right?
There we go, we'll have a braver.
That should give us an opening.
There we go, that should be better. Right, so when you pressure them, you have to like really smack them about.
Let's put it down. Give it all you've got.
There you go, staggered, and then if I
Now's our chance. Go.
Don't need to tell me twice. I'm gonna enjoy this.
use some of Barrett's abilities.
Give it all.
So equally, I think it's important to sort of switch it up and sort of make sure you're using all characters that are involved. There we go, make sure you're blocking at the right times as well.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it does appear that way, like the whole Yozora thing, and I'm ambivalent towards it. It's like, I kind of wish that it had just been a case, like, when I say it lost its identity, you've got to remember that Kingdom Hearts 1 was originally Final Fantasy meets Disney, which was a really odd concept that just happened to work. But then obviously it started to carve out its own identity, and that sort of flourished with Kingdom Hearts 2 and Birth by Sleep, which is fine. But as time progressed, I think that people kind of got wrapped up in what that original content was and sort of lost what they had. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 3 has no Disney villains in it to fight, apart from Davy Jones. That's it. And then no Final Fantasy characters really either, and then the DLC kind of added them in but kind of just dropped them in and then didn't do anything with it. I would
That's our
killed
target.
for a Sephiroth boss fight and it just didn't happen.
Gotta set the bomb at the bottom.
And then obviously the similarities between Yozora and the Final Fantasy Versus 13 concept is very apparent. There we go, let's slide down there.
I can practically taste it.
Yeah, a little bit of health. See, again, it's like all these locations are just done so well.
More like excited. I've been dreaming about this for years.
And I like that the banter between Barrett and Cloud and Jesse is, like, you know, one of the biggest fears I had with this game is that it would be humorless. Kind of like Advent Children and that. Oh no, we don't want to go that way. Alright, alright, alright. The banter is really strong, and it's, you know, there is humor in this game. We've seen it in the trailers, we've seen how they're going about it, and I'm honestly I'm a lot more excited for this game than I was when it was first announced, that's for sure. Because I was really scared, as someone who's liked Final Fantasy since I was very little, that it would kind of like cave to modern. There we go.
Keep it together.
There we go. It would cave to modern sort of
No time to celebrate.
expectations, and that it would lose its gameness. Because obviously people expect different things now if... People expect different things from their games than they did 10 years ago, 20 years ago, when Final Fantasy VII was first released. It's just not the same. So I was worried that they would lose something along the way, but honestly, playing this, it really doesn't feel like they have. It feels like it should. It feels fun. It's... and yet still fresh. I'm enjoying it. Where is Jessie? I'm going to go and talk to her then and see what she says. Is she up there, is she? Not going to hurt to go and have a look, is it? Not running out of time or anything. We're only half an hour in. So have you guys all played this as well, or...?
Aw, you're choosing me over the reactor? That's sweet, but I'll wait my turn. Go blow her mind.
Wow. Wow, Jesse. Thirsty much? I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Oh, with this one, I don't mind it at all. I was still at work. Well, I'm glad that I can at least alleviate it a little bit. I've been trying to figure out the timings for doing streaming and such, because my time schedule's a bit off because I've gone back to working nights again, and I've actually got work in 2 hours. So I thought, well, this sort of time, at least people overseas in the US will be awake. You know, they'll be up for the morning, and then people in the UK and Europe will be on a similar sort of time scale to me. So maybe people can catch me at work. Hiya, Chris. How are you? It's nice to hear from you. Yeah, for the time being. Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of reevaluating to do in terms of where I want to go from here in terms of work, but
that you're one of us.
Never said I was.
there's a lot to look into. And no, I will not be pulling for Lulu.
Then do the damn job.
Or I will try not to. Sick, I mean, that's worrying given the current climate. Everyone talking about being sick. Well, thank you very much for joining me. Honestly, like, the main thing that I'm... Oh, there we go, there's a Sephiroth feather there. Little something something.
What's wrong?
Yeah, I really want to focus on kind of giving back to people who've been as supportive as they have been, because obviously with me not having been around for a while, I'm going to go 30 minutes because I want to have time to look around.
Huh. That long enough for you?
I mean, I'd probably end up spending a few tickets because I have no willpower, but I don't plan to.
Heads up.
What in the hell?
Oh, this music again. The way they've done music in this game is so good. It's so contextual and clever.
Reinforced armor plating. The internals can be overloaded. Lightning magic.
No other option.
And then you've got...
Take the lead.
Watch it learn. Come on.
Okay, you need a potion, so you better do that. You got thunder, haven't you? Yeah. Scorpion Sentinel. It's got a different name now.
Hell yeah! You see the damage I did?
Keep it up.
Keep getting those thunders in. Gotta make sure you dodge stuff at the right time. This is a lot more active than Final Fantasy VII ever used to be, that's for sure. Oh. Oh, this music.
Better win this one for the play.
There we go. And I love how, like, cinematic the boss fights are.
What the hell is that?
A barrier? Never seen this defense system before.
Thought you were the expert.
So what's your brilliant plan, genius?
I think, if I remember rightly from having watched this before, there we go, that's what I'm after.
Bounce right off.
Nice try, dumbass.
There! Attack it from the rear.
Aye, soldier boy. Show me what you got.
Ow, that hurt.
It's my time to shine.
Or go down in flames.
Come on, man. Who got this?
Hang back.
Right, you need a heal.
Let's go.
In fact, that's probably not enough, so I'll make sure that that's better. And make sure you've all healed up.
Keep it together.
Damn pain.
Right, let's see if I can get thunder off on the field generator. Oh, it's immune. Okay.
It didn't work. Got anything you want to say? Funny way to ask for help. Hit my ass.
Yes, this bit's a bit odd.
Was just about to get you out.
I wasn't expecting you to do jack.
There we go.
Want some more?
There you go. There it is.
This thing is tough.
It wouldn't be much of a weapon if it went down easy.
Don't compliment the giant scorpion.
Come on, fails. There we go.
Now, hit it hard and fast.
Oh,
There we go.
you're in for it now.
Just shoot. Deal with that.
Oh, fool.
Get everything we can in there. Oh, that stings. Let's not let that happen again.
Damn it. Need to heal up soon.
Thank God we have lots of potions.
Let's go.
You need Neither. Damn it.
Gotta heal up.
I'm trying. Oh, it's because I haven't got any ATB.
Don't overdo it.
Bang, bang. Stay down, asshole.
Right, let's get some damage in there.
Need to do something about these wounds.
We want to get it broken. It's all about the pressure. Oh shit. No, it still hot me. Excuse my language. Yeah, because it's not about dealing the damage right now.
Damn it.
Oh, ow, ow. Ooh, that hurt. I don't want to use the limit just yet.
Let's go. Keep it together.
There it is.
You ain't stopping us. I'm counting on you.
I'll use the limit break as soon as the generator's smacked. Oh, how did I still get hit by that?
Heal up and regroup.
So this is the bit where I think it's going to destroy everything. Oh, Oscar, how are you? See, look, I just had look how cinematic this boss fight is. It's crazy.
Watch the tail. You don't want to be hit by that laser.
Huh? So, what do we do?
Get behind cover.
Don't get hit. Take cover behind that debris.
I'll get a potion in while we're here.
Scared of something?
You may as well do the same, just so we're all healed up.
I'm waiting. Now, go.
Get cross slash in.
Any last words?
Oh, it's pretty. Oh, it's pretty. Oh, nice. Did you enjoy it? Should have been blocking there, really.
Gotta memorize the attack patterns.
Get out. I love it. See, the music is subtly changed as well. So I managed to block that one at a time. That was clever. Although I'm not using thunder, which I should. There we go.
Heads up. Tail.
Yeah, the so like, the Loveless poster was very cool.
Take
Oh,
cover
hold on.
already. Take the lead.
Need my help, do you?
Now, go.
Bring it to here.
Let's see if I can get a thunder in there as well. There we go. That's better. Oh, let me get that in. That was rude.
You got this.
Let's do this. Find an opening.
I missed it. Can't be doing with that.
Brace yourself.
Oh, tail laser again.
That thing again.
Find
Time
cover
to
and
heal up.
hunker down.
Oh no, we have to wait.
Again and again and again.
Oh really? I'll have to have a look at that.
It's wide open. Gonna light it up.
Get a potion in. Ouch. Really? Okay, so we're getting toward the end of it now. We're starting to batter it down. It's just going crazy.
What's it doing now?
An auto repair unit. Damn it. We gotta take it out quickly.
Oh, I am way ahead of you, Murph.
Gotta time our attacks just right. Hold out until you spot an opening.
Oh, there we go. That would be it then. There we go. Yeah, definitely. You want to get those bits in there. Then I mean, I probably won't. I'm kind of happy to stick with the bits I've got, but
Keep it together.
surprised I haven't had an opportunity for a limit break from Barrett yet. Okay, got none of that, so we'll focus shot instead. The camera's a little on the awkward side, but it's still fine.
Get ready.
Get a potion in. I'm gonna say so. Items in this important, apparently. So you do recover some. Oh, there we go. We got it. That's not. It wasn't too bad. It's a little bit hairy, but I just think that it's so impressive watching the presentation of it and how it transitions from phase to phase and how the music comes to match it. And I believe the demo goes to the end of the escape from the reactor.
Shit, the bomb!
30 minutes until detonation.
Yeah, I think I've got the 30 minutes to get out.
You hear that? Damn thing showed you how it's
Yeah.
done.
Come on. We've got to move.
So now we've got to get out.
Where should be covering our way out? Go, go, go!
So the music's a bit different. Like, there's a lot of new music in this, which is really good because obviously, again, you wouldn't want it to be the same as it was the first time round.
Concentrate.
It's not inappropriate, no, but it's something that I would rather kind of not talk about right this moment, just because it's not something that's very nice. But like I said, it's not a bad thing. Like I certainly didn't get fired or anything. But just, you know, be safe in the knowledge that I'm fine. I'm okay. There's nothing wrong. It just didn't work out. Come on, Jesse. I'm not sure I will. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to go to the FF7 Orchestra. I've been to the Nier one recently, and that was really nice, though. Hello, Cardboard Birdhouse. How are you?
You okay?
Do I look okay? Help a girl out, would you? My hero.
Hey, we'll link up over there. Look after Jesse.
Do like? Oh, so I just really like Jesse's character in this one. I think it's really cool.
Come this way. This route should lead us straight to Barrett. Probably.
She's filth. I love it.
I think I see.
It's impressive that she disappeared all of a sudden from the ladder.
Don't look back. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
So yeah, I mean, like, if this kind of thing is the sort of thing you'd like to see more from me, like when it comes to console RPGs and stuff, because they're quite chilled out. They're not, you know, again, what I want to do with my content going forward is focus on being sort of relaxed. And I mean, I am not a hypey person, as you can see by me playing this. As much as I'm very excited for this game, I am not a screamer, shouter kind of guy. It just doesn't come naturally to me, and I don't want to be fake. To be fair, I don't think it comes naturally to a lot of people.
Barrett!
I've got you covered. Find That's the way out of here.
But then...
Don't worry, I'll be fine. I've got Soldier Boy with me.
Show the uncultured Vagrant Story. It's one of my favourite games ever. You've seen that I'm pretty sure I saw they're releasing play arts for it, and that did make me squeal a little bit when I saw that. I was just like, okay, I might have to pick one of that. Yeah, that's something to bear in mind, as well as that obviously we know what happens. Well, anyone who's played the original FF7 knows what happens later into Midgar, and that's going to be interesting, to say the least. Oh, you haven't got any. The ATV is a bit interesting. Hi there, Cypress. How are you? On that pressure. Oh, nearly done. The staggering, it makes a huge difference. If you just got to keep... That's very true. Things may have changed. You just got to keep attacking, and the damage you deal is just much higher. Although I love how sweepers look in this. Like, it's really cool. Like, it's funny going from like Dissidia to this, where they're like little cute versions of it, and then all of a sudden you get stuff like that. It's lovely, isn't it? It's a very cool demo. I just realised I should probably heal up. Thank you very much, Sedona. I appreciate that. I've, you know, as I said earlier, I've been nervous to come back. That's for sure. I didn't want people to be disappointed in me, you know. I didn't want people to kind of sort of run away, and I thought that they might. I've been playing for about 45 minutes or so, so I imagine it's about, or just under an hour. Although I've not been taking too much time to take every little thing in. I kind of just wanted to go through it as just go through it naturally. I get in my head very easily. Like, I mean, trust me, it's, you know, something that I worry about a lot in general. Because I disappeared and I was just like, oh, I'm back now, and I expected people to be like, who does this guy think he is, kind of deal. Do you mind? I didn't know that he'd stopped.
You don't look so good. Take care of those.
Yeah, alright. Alright, Barrett, calm down, I will. There we go, that's what I want. Much better. Those shock troopers are mean. It's another Dissidia streamer. From what I heard, there were apparently quite a few people stopped around the same time I did. Well, that's very kind of you, Zypress. Thank you very much.
Don't screw this up.
Right, let's get Barrett to deal with. No, I want Barrett to hit that. The aiming is fairly awkward. Oh, I actually forgotten about the roundhouse attack as well. Where if you hold the square button down, you do like a spin attack. Much better. Well, let's get this one out of the way. I mean, I like FF15, so I'm not one to comment on that. There we go, counter attack, parried.
You don't look so good. Take care of those fools before you bleed out.
Pushing it.
All right. Watch and learn.
I'm going to overcharge that one, and that should do a nice chunk of damage. There we go, lovely. We shouldn't have too much left to go now. What am I looking forward to most in the remake? Ooh, let me think. Probably just seeing how how it plays out differently to the original. I think they're like seeing. I like seeing how they change things, and I like seeing how they manipulate what exists already to make it new and fresh.
Sir.
Honeybee Inn does look very fun. But honestly, it's the things I haven't seen before that I'm excited to see. I might have to pop on tomorrow for a stream as well, actually, considering that Lulu's Lost Chapter is out. For Dissidia. I haven't done any streaming for Dissidia yet. Also, what do you think of the new look for the channel? I was curious. You can see my inspirations of things are obviously very, very heavily based on this, so I was curious as to what you guys might think. It's a little different than what I had before, but I did a lot of research on what I thought might look nice, and a lot of inspirations. I took inspiration from obviously Final Fantasy VII, but I also took inspiration from Castlevania Symphony of the Night, because that's one of my favourite games, like, ever. Recently I've been playing through that game again. I love that game. Oh, come on, Jesse, stop falling over.
Can you walk?
If I couldn't, believe me, you'd be
I
the
honestly
first to
hadn't
know.
noticed.
I'll take that as a yes.
Looking at, I would say, you know, I don't think it goes without saying much that noticing the size of a character's chest area is the first port of call when I go looking at a character.
Okay, that was pretty cool.
Oh my god, Cloud smiled. Every time Cloud smiles. To be fair, you're not wrong. Also, see, this I think is really interesting. It's really cool how they've done this. Because in the original, obviously, the bomb you set yourself is what blows up the reactor. But in this version, it's different. Because Shinra actually does it. So I think that that's actually a very clever thing to do. Purely because you've now got, like... Because in the original, there was always that, oh, are these characters actually doing the right thing? Because they've just blown up... They've blown up a reactor. They've literally committed terrorism. Whereas in this one, they downplay it. And they downplay the terrorism done by the party. And they make Shinra do it. So it's very clever. And that'll be the end of the demo then. I think that it's very sensitive, and I think you have to be really careful about what you do with those kinds of things nowadays. So, like, to take the onus away from Avalanche and make them more kind of obviously good guys, I think is a good idea, honestly. At this point in time, in the current climate that we live in, I think that it's a good idea. But, yeah, like, that is going to... that's going to be it, I think. That's the end of the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo. And thoughts? I love it. I really like it. I'm definitely going to be picking the game up, that's for sure. I am interested. I'm not nervous nor excited. I'm interested to see how things play out differently from the original. I loved the original since I was very young, and, you know, it's such a lauded title that I think that the SE needs to be quite careful about how they approach such a loved game, and like tackling it so head on as well. The trailers have all looked really good. I think that it's, you know, visually it's extraordinary. You know, even the bits that we've seen online that aren't in this. So like the trailer showed off Leviathan fairly recently, and that was gorgeous. There was a little snippet of Genova that looked really cool, and obviously wasn't present in the original, at least in that point in time. So like I said, I think the bit I'm looking forward to most is the things that we haven't seen yet, like all the things that are different from the original. My only concern, particularly when that trailer came out, is that they've done a movie trailer where they've shown off too much too fast. Because there are amount of movies where you go to watch a trailer or a movie trailer and it kind of tells you everything about the movie before you've seen it. And then you go to watch the movie and you kind of like, oh, I've already seen all of this. I really worry that the trailers they've released recently have done that, and I hope that that's not the case. Yeah, I'd love to stream it on the channel. I'd love to, like, this, as I've said before, and as I've said in my return video, I'm looking to spread my wings away from just playing mobile games. I enjoy Dissidia still, but obviously having made it a job, it kind of changed my view of things a little bit. So I would like to kind of venture out into console RPGs, sort of, you know, all the things that I've done on the polls and stuff that I've like let people know about. So obviously you guys are more than welcome to suggest things that you'd like to see as well. I'd love to hear from you. And I think that honestly, it's just a bit of a time for an evolution of Joesephyr. Like, I think that it would be really nice to kind of just pick things up from just what they were before, because I was very, very heavily concentrated on one thing that was quite niche, and I want to kind of expand differently. I don't want to kind of be restricted to one game. I want to be able to provide entertainment in a different way, and I really, there's a lot of things that I'd want people to. I have a lot of passions. I have a lot of hobbies. I have a lot of things that I like, and I want to be able to share that with people. I do YouTube and Twitch and all of that kind of stuff because it's a safe space for me. It's something that I feel comfortable doing, and I like being able to talk to people about something that I like, and that's the main brunt of it. And I think that because I have so many things that I like, I'm not someone that enjoys just talking about one thing all the time. So if I'm playing multiple games and I'm playing with a bunch of different people, this is partly why I thought fighting games and Animal Crossing and things would work quite well, because obviously it's something I can do with people, whereas a game like Final Fantasy VII Remake, I obviously can't really play with other people. It doesn't really work. But yeah, so I mean, you have to let me know what you guys think, and I think that'll be, I mean, like I say, the stream was never meant to be particularly long. I kind of just wanted to pop on, let you guys know that I was still around. And I just kind of wanted to chill out with you guys. And honestly, the fact that I've had viewers at all is really, really, really valued and appreciated. I was definitely worried that I was going to come back and people kind of go, oh, okay, this guy's back again. Oh, well. And don't get me wrong, I will, I never expected anything to happen from it, because that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I like it. And it's just been really, really nice. So thank you very much for coming over and come play the FF7 Remake Demo with me. I probably won't stream Last of Us 2, just to clarify, OathVG. It's not really my thing. There's stealth in it, and one thing that I can't stand in games is stealth. I'm not very good at it, and I'm stuck at it. So I probably won't stream Last of Us 2. But I really want to see Last of Us 2 because the story is incredible. So anyways, that's going to be it from me. I'm going to upload this to YouTube as well, so that people who maybe haven't seen it may want to see it and can kind of get a vibe for what I'm going to be doing in the future. But thanks again, guys. It's been really nice having you, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Take care.